Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be constructing the sectional orthographic projection of this particular block given right on the screen, and we have been given our sectioning plane to be AA, arrow AA as shown. So we are going to be cutting this place off and viewing from this particular place. Now the first thing we are going to be doing is to calculate the total length. Okay, and we have been given this place to be 18 millimeter, this place to be 22, and this place to be 5 millimeter. So calculating it is going to give us 45 millimeter. So I'm going to pick 45 millimeter right on my paper here on my ruler. I'm going to pick 45 millimeter, okay, as the first length. And then we have been given 15 millimeter height at this particular point, so I'm going to pick an height of 15 millimeter also at this particular place. So making use of 15 millimeter height, I'm going to draw a straight line, a straight thin line like this. Then at this point also of 45, I'm going to draw a straight line upward. Now as we can see, the sectioning is passing through here, and opening is also passing through that place. The distance from this place to this place is 8 millimeter. Likewise, the distance of the other edge is 8 millimeter also. So I'm going to pick 8 millimeter from this particular place here. This is 8 millimeter. Then I'm going to pick another 8 millimeter also from this edge here like this. This is also 8 millimeter, okay, at this point here. Now I have been given the height to be what? To be 5 millimeter as shown here. So I'm going to pick 5 millimeter also as the height, okay. So at those point of 8 millimeter, I'm going to draw a very short line, vertical line upward, then draw a very short vertical line upward here also. So at the making use of 5 millimeter height which we have been given, I'm going to join the 2 points together, okay. So that's that for this particular place. Now as we have also been given a circle here which is of what? Of diameter of 16 millimeter. Now cutting through this part, we cannot actually see the circle, so we are going to be representing it with what? With hidden details, okay. So now the center of the circle is 18 millimeter from this edge, 18 millimeter from this edge. So I'm going to pick my compass and mark 18 millimeter, okay. At that point of 18 millimeter, I'm going to draw my center line, which is going to be a what? A thin long chain line from this point here. I'm going to draw a center line like this, okay. Now the diameter of the circle is 16, so I'm going to pick 8 millimeter towards my left hand side first. Then I'm going to pick another 8 millimeter towards my right hand side, okay. So at those points of 8 millimeter and 8 millimeter, I'm going to draw my what? My short dashes, okay, short dashes like this, in this manner, okay. So now what we are going to do next is to draw this particular thickness here, and we have been given the thickness of this place to be what? To be 5 millimeter. So I'm going to pick 5 millimeter here. This is 5 millimeter like this. Then I'm going to draw upward just a thin line for now. I'm going to draw a thin line upward like this, in this manner, okay. Now we are going to be drawing this particular rib here which we have been given. Now the rib height is what? Is 25 millimeter, and the length is what? Is 20 millimeter. So I'm going to start with the length. I'm going to pick 20 millimeter from this point. This is it actually here. Then I'm going to pick 25 millimeter also upward, and it's going to be stopping right here, okay. Then I'm going to join the 2 points together to form the rib like this, okay. So that's it, that's that for that. Now what we are going to be doing next is to draw this circle, and as we can see, the circle is what? Is of what? Is of thickness of 10 millimeter, okay, 10 millimeter outside. So I'm going to pick the 10 millimeter thickness first like this, of thickness of 10 millimeter. Now we are going to be picking what? The center of the circle. We are going to be picking the center of the circle, and I've been given the center of the circle to be what? To be 50 millimeter from this point here. So I'm going to pick from here 50 millimeter upward, so which is going to be stopping right here, okay. Then the bigger circle is having a diameter of what? of 40 millimeter. So at that point of 50 millimeter, I'm going to what? I'm going to draw a center line also, like this. Okay, so we are going to pick, for the bigger circle, we are going to draw 20 millimeter upward. I'm going to pick 20 millimeter upward and 20 millimeter downward, okay, to show the diameter of 40. Then for the smaller circle, I'm going to pick what? 10 millimeter upward, then pick what? 10 millimeter downward also, like this. So now what we are going to do next is to draw lines from this point here which we have picked. So I'm going to what? Draw an horizontal line at this point, then draw one also at this point. Now this point of 10 millimeter, don't forget we pick 10 millimeter from this line here, 10 millimeter outward. Okay, I'm going to draw a vertical line like this. Okay, in this manner. Now I'm going to draw this point also like this, and draw this point also like this. Okay, so that's that for that. Now what we are going to be doing right next is to thicken out the points. So we are going to thicken out the points needed. Okay, so after thickening out, what we are going to be doing right next is to what? Is to section this particular block, at least this front view. So now we are going to be sectioning at angle 45 degrees. So I'm going to pick my 45 degrees set square, then I'm going to draw like this first. Now in order to section, we have to make sure that our sectioning, the distance between the section line is equal. So I'm going to be making use of the points here, this particular length here, from here to here. Okay, we are going to make sure it's not too large and it's not too fine. So I'm going to section like this. Okay, I'm actually going to be sectioning through this point, like through this circle, since it is made with hidden lines. Okay, like this. Okay, so now we are not going to be sectioning the rib. Okay, we are not going to be sectioning the rib because we don't section it in sectional orthographic projection. So I'm going to move straight to this point here and section it. Okay, so now for the center of the circle, which is this point, we are not going to be sectioning it because the cutting plane did not actually cut it, it just passed through the place. But for here where it is cutting, this point here, we are going to be sectioning it. So I'm going to section like this. Okay, so that's that for the front view of this particular block which we have been given. So now what we are going to be doing is to move straight to the side view of this particular block. Okay, we are going to be drawing the side view. Okay, to draw the side view, we are going to project lines from the front view here. Okay, so I'm going to start with this particular bottom first. This is the side view we are viewing from this particular place. So I'm going to start with the bottom part first. So let me project this particular line here like this. Okay, now the length, the total length of the side view as we have been given is what? Is 80 millimeter. 80 millimeter. So from this point I'm going to pick 80 millimeter. Okay, so at point 80 millimeter, I'm going to what? I'm going to project a thin line upward. I'm going to project a thin line upward like this. Okay, so this is the thin line. Now as we can see, for this particular place I can thicken it out immediately like this. That's for this point here. Now in the side view, there is this opening here. We cannot actually see it, but we are going to be representing it right in the side view, which is what we have we are going to be projecting from this point here. So I'm going to project it like this. From here I'm going to project like this. We are going to be representing it with what? Short dashes, that is hidden details line. Okay, so that's that for that. Now we have also been given what? Two circles here, which is of what? Distance of 46 mm from each other. Okay, distance of 46 mm from each other. So what I'm going to do first is to what? Is to get the center of this side view. We have been given the total length to be 80, so the center is going to be what? 40. So at the center I'm going to draw a what? A center line. I'm going to draw a center line, which is a thin long chain line. Okay, like this, in this manner. Now 46 mm divided by 2 is 23, so I'm going to pick 23 to my left hand side first. 23 mm to my left hand side, then I'm going to pick 23 mm also to my right hand side, like this. Okay, so at those points where 23 mm are stopping, we are going to have a center line also there, because that is the point at which the center of the circle is starting. Okay, like this. Then we are going to have a center line here also, like this. Okay, and now the diameter of the circle is what? Is 16 mm. So I'm going to pick 8 mm first of all to my right, then pick 8 mm to my left. So we are going to represent it with what? With short dashes line. Okay, represent this part also with short dashes. Then I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to pick 8 mm here, then 8 mm here. So represent it with what? Short dashes also. And represent this also with short dashes. Okay, so that's that for this bottom part. Now going up, we can actually see this rib here, which is this slope here, and we have been given the thickness to be of what? To be of 6 mm. Okay, the thickness is what? 6 mm. So I'm going to project from here, which is the end of this rib here. I'm going to project the line towards the side view. Okay, so this particular part is where it is going to be meeting the side view. Now the thickness is 6 mm, so I'm going to what? Pick 3 mm. Okay, I'm going to pick 3 mm to my left hand side, then pick another 3 mm to my right hand side. So at those point of 3 mm, I'm going to what? Project a line upward, which will stop at this projected line which we have drawn here. Then I'll project another line like this upward also, which is stopping here. So I'll what? Thicken these points out like this. Okay, so this is for this place. You can actually thicken this also out. So this is for this particular place here, which we have been given. Okay, so now the next thing we are going to be doing is what? Is to draw our circle. Now the center of our circle is this particular place here. Okay, so we have been going to start with the smaller circle. We have been given the diameter of the smaller circle to be what? To be 20 mm. So I'm going to pick 10 mm radius on my compass. So making use of 10 mm radius, I'm going to place it here, then draw. Okay, I'm going to draw. Now we have also been given the what? The diameter of the bigger one to be of 40 mm. So I'm going to pick what? 20 mm as the radius, then place it at the center here, which is here. Then I'm going to draw like this. Okay, so that's that for this circle which we have been given. Okay, so we can draw from here upward. We can thicken out from here upward like this to this point. So at this point we are going to what? We are going to draw a line to join this place, which is to represent this particular line which is here. So now what we are going to do next is to move straight to this point here, this particular part. We are through with this part, so what we are going to do is to move straight to this part. Now we are going to start with this curve here. We have been given a radius of what? 5 millimeter here at this particular place. We have been given a radius of 5 millimeter here. In order to draw that radius, I'm going to pick my compass and pick 5 millimeter on my compass, then place it at this point here where these two lines are intersecting. Okay, I'll place it here, then I'll strike an arc outside 5 millimeter, then place it on that arc which I've stroken here, then I'll draw like this. Okay, I'll draw like this in this manner. Let me thicken out this part also like this. Okay, now we have been given the angle to be what? To be of what? 30 degree. We have been given the angle to be 30 degree. So I'll pick my protractor, okay, and place it at this center point here, this point here, like this. I'll place it at this point here, then I'll pick my 30 degree like this. Okay, this is 30 degree here. So make use of my ruler. I'm going to join from here to that line of 30 degree like this. Okay, I'll just draw first like this in this manner. Now we have been given this particular length here to be of what? To be radius of 15. So the length here is what? Is 30 millimeter. But before we do that, we are going to start with this particular line that is coming from the center, and we have been given the length to be 40 and 30, that is 70 millimeter. So I'm going to pick my set square and my ruler. Okay, then I'm going to draw a line which is parallel to this 30 degree line which we have drawn here. Okay, then I'll draw. It's going to be a center line, so I'm going to make use of thin long chain line in this manner like this. So now what we are going to do next is to pick what? Pick length of 40 millimeter and pick length of 30 millimeter on this our center line. So from here I'm going to pick 40 millimeter first. This is where for, then I'm going to pick 30 millimeter like this on this point here. Okay, so now at those points I'm going to what? Pick my 90 degree on my compass, then on my protractor, then pick 90 degree also like this. Okay, so at those points where 90 degree line is intersecting with this middle of 40 degree peak, I'm going to draw a center line also like this in this manner. Then at this point also I'll draw a center line like this. Okay, I'm going to draw a center line like this. Now we are going to start with this particular place. We have been given this radius here to be what? To be of 10 millimeter. So I'm going to pick my compass and pick 10 millimeter right on my compass. I'm going to pick 10 millimeter right on my compass, then place it at this point here and what? And draw. I'll draw like this. Okay, then place it here also and draw like this to this point. Okay, now we can join it together like this and like this. Okay, now we have also been given this smaller one to be of what? To be of radius of 5 millimeter. So I'm going to pick 5 millimeter radius okay, 5mm radius. Then place it here. I'll draw an arc like this. I'll place it at this point also. Then draw an arc like this. Okay, then draw an arc like this. Now I'm going to what? Draw like this, and then join these two parts together like this. So that is for this particular place. Now we are going to move straight to this one, and we have been given the radius to be 15. So I'm just going to pick my compass. From this point here to here is 15mm already, so I'm going to pick it, then place it at this point here. Okay, this point, then draw like this. Okay, so this place is joining here. Now we can join this particular line from here. We can join it to this circle. Now we are going to join it what? Making use of parallel lines also. We are going to make sure the line is parallel to that line, to the center line, like this, in this manner. Okay, so we'll join it like this. So that's that for this particular place. That's the way we are going to draw this particular place. Now what we are going to be doing next is to draw our plan, is to draw the plan of this particular drawing. And in order to draw the plan, I'm going to pick my 45-degree set square, then place it at this particular center here, this center point where these two, that is the horizontal and vertical axis, where it intersects. And then I'm going to draw like this. Okay, make use of 45-degree, please. So that is the first thing we are going to be doing. Now we are going to project line right from the side view downward. First, I'm going to be projecting them one by one because the lines are a bit many. So I'm going to start with this particular line here. I'll project this, then project it also what? To the plan which we want to draw. Okay, so now I'll project from the front view also this particular line. From here, I'm going to project like this, making use of thin lines first, downward. Okay, like this also. Now what we are going to do first is to what? Is to get the center of this particular plan. The total length of the plan is 80mm, as projected right from the what? From the side view is 80mm. So what we are going to do is to what? Is to get the center first. And in order to get the center is going to be 40. So I'm going to be picking what? 40mm. Okay, 40mm. So at that point of 40mm, I'm going to draw what? A center line, which is going to be like this. That is 18 long chain line. Okay, it's going to be in this manner. Now that's the first thing we are going to do. Now the plan is actually the top view, that is the view we can see from the top. Okay, so first of all, we are going to be drawing these two circles. Okay, and in order to draw the two circles, we have been given the what? The diameter to be 16. Okay, we are going to draw the center line of the circle also. So from the side view, the center line projected from the side view of the circle, I'm just going to what? Project it also straight to the plan like this. Then this one also for the second circle. Okay, for the second circle, this is the center line, so we are going to project it also straight to the plan. Okay, so in order to draw the circle, we have been given the diameter to be 16, so I'm going to pick 8mm as the radius. 8mm as the radius. Okay, then place my compass here first and draw like this. Okay, that's for this first circle. Now the second circle, the center is here, so we are going to place our compass right here. They are of the same diameter, and then draw like this also. Okay, so that's that for these circles. Okay, so next we move to these places here. We cannot actually see them from the plan, but we will represent them with hidden lines. Okay, this edge here, which are these parts here, so I'm going to project those lines downward. Okay, I'm going to project them downward like this. Okay, then project also downward from the front view like this. Okay, then we are going to represent them with what? With short dashes. Short dash. So let's thicken out this place first. Let's thicken out this place, then thicken out a bit of this place also. Okay, let's make it like this. Now what we are going to do next is this slope here. We are also going to have to show it on the plan. Okay, we are also going to have to show it on the plan. The thickness is 6 mm. In order not to take much of our time projecting, I'm just going to pick 6 mm from the center, so which is going to be 3 mm to the top and 3 mm downwards. Okay, now the beginning of the slope is actually from here, and it is ending at this point. So we are going to what? We are going to project, or don't let me just project in order not for the line to be too many, but this is actually where we are picking it from, this point here. So I'll just make the short line here, then at this point also I'll project this downward. Okay, ensure you are making use of thin lines, please. So this 6 mm thickness is going to start from here, stopping here, then here also going to stop at this point here. So we can thicken this out. Okay, like this. Okay, now we move to the circle, this circle here which we have been given here, and we are going to start with the bigger diameter circle. The circle is actually having a diameter of 40, as we all know. So from the center here, I'm going to pick 20 mm upward, then pick 20 mm downward also to make 40. Then I'm also going to pick 10 mm upward, then 10 mm downwards also, like this, in this manner. Now as you can see the circle from the top, we are going to be drawing it like this. Project it like this, in this manner, like this and like this. So making use of this height here, okay, this length here, I'm going to project downward like this. So this is these points here, like this. Okay, so for the inner circle we cannot actually see it, so we are going to be representing that with short dashes. Okay, we are going to be representing that with short dashes for the inner circle. Now for the outer circle we can see that clearly, so we are going to thicken it out in this manner, like this. Okay, that's that for this circle. So for this particular place here, we are going to be making use of what short dashes here to cover this part up, because it cannot actually be seen. Okay, so we are going to thicken this part next and thicken this part next, which is from here. So this place here, let's thicken it out first like this. Okay, then like this also. Okay, let me thicken this particular top out like this. Okay, so that's that for this place. Then we can thicken here out also like this. Okay, and thicken here out also like this. Okay, so now we are going to be what drawing this also, this particular place. In order to draw that, we are going to pick our set square, then project right from this point here. These lines, we are going to project them downward, and before we project them downward, let's extend this our 45-degree line. Let's extend it a little bit. Okay, we are going to extend that. So now we can project downward starting from this point here. I'm going to project from here, starting from here, making use of my thin line. Please, I'll project downward. Okay, then after projecting downward, I'll project to the side. Thin lines, please, thin lines. Okay, that's that for that. Now I'll also what project from here also, which is the end of this one of 15, of this one of radius of 15. So I'll project from here also a thin line, please, to this point. So stopping at this point, I'll project towards the side, view, towards the plan, sorry, like this. Okay, so I'm going to mark this point because the lines are going to be getting many, so let me mark them. Okay, that's that for this particular part. Then we project this also, and this like this from here, like this. Then from this part also, I'll project like this. Then from here I'll project to the side. From here I'll project to the side like this. Okay, so let me also mark this point here. So next we are going to project this part also and this part like this, in this manner. Okay, I'll project this to this point here, then I'll project this also to this point here. So this point, from here I'll project towards the side like this. Then from here also I'll project towards the side, which is going to be this particular place. Note, you are not to thicken it out in your work. I just did that so that you'll be able to see those points and will not forget those points. Okay, so now what is next for us to do is to draw the plan, that is this particular plan. So the first thing is to extend this line. We are going to extend this line which is coming from here. We are going to extend it downwards like this. Okay, to this particular point, so we can thicken that line out. Okay, then the thickness of that line is what, 5 mm. It's 5 mm, so I'll just pick 5. I'll pick 5. Okay, this is 5 mm. Then I'll draw to the top like this. Okay, like this. So it's going to be stopping right here. Okay, it's going to be stopping right here like this. Then we can kind of thicken this out. Now we are going to move straight to this particular place here, this second one. Let's thicken this edge out also. As we can see, this place is a line, then it comes outside of with what, 5 mm again. After this 5 mm, another 5 mm comes outside. Okay, so from here, which is projected like this, I'm going to pick 5 mm outside. This is 5 mm like this. So from that point of 5 mm, we'll project upward like this. Okay, it's going to be stopping right at this second point here, so we can thicken that out also like this. Like this, and then like this. Okay, that's that for that. Now, as you can see, this smaller one is inside of this bigger one here, so we are going to be representing it with what, with short dashes. Okay, this part from here, we'll represent it with short dashes. So that is our plan. We can thicken this out. If you found value in this video, please don't hesitate to smash the subscribe button and also hit the like button and share with your friends that might be needing this video. Thank you for watching. Peace. I'll see you in the next.